Morning, afternoon, and evening to everybody. I'm really excited to be able to kickstart all of these, what I'm sure is going to be wonderful 3 days of sessions. And my name is Susan Chapman, and together with my colleague Gil, we're going to take you through a create, manage, deliver journey with PTC technology. Next slide, please, Gil. We're going to focus on the end-to-end process for creating parts and any other documentation all the way through to outputting it for delivering it to the field organizations or your customers. Now we'll finish by taking a look at a great customer success story. It's a company called Kirloskar Oil Engines who will be presenting at the end. And they're a manufacturer based in India. And they've basically gone through this exact journey that we're going to walk you through using our technology. Next slide, Gil. Now, our create, manage, deliver solution is really relevant for any company at all who needs to produce content, whether you're a publishing house, a financial institution, tech pubs groups, or a manufacturer who needs to ensure that the right information is delivered to the service organizations. And we call this our digital thread story. Next, Gil. Now, when companies PTC typically to address two main areas of challenges. The first is the back-end process, where they're looking to introduce efficiencies into the process of creating and delivering that content to their users. And the second one is the consumption of that content, how it's delivered to those users, how it's used by the customers and the service organizations. So for the back-end processes, typical challenges that they may want to address are things like the amount of time it takes to create and publish content due to maybe a high level of manual work, poor control over the content, little reuse over that document fragments that they have, all of which really impact the ultimate quality, but also the consistency of that information. Now, for manufacturers in particular, they have an extra challenge to deal with, which is there are typically siloed departments and systems between the engineering and the service. So there's very little communication going on between these groups. So keeping up with things like design changes can be very difficult. It can take a lot of time to do that. Once they find out that a product has had a design change, to when they deliver that information to the streets. Sometimes by the time they deliver, it can be out of date for the product. So it really can result in a lack of trust of that documentation out there in the service sector. For the delivery side, the lack of accurate, up-to-date documentation tied in with the lack of product-specific content can manifest itself really as poor service. At the end of the day, if somebody doesn't know what information is right for this specific product that they're going to work on, that will impact the level of customer satisfaction and also your brand loyalty. So addressing this is a very major concern for a lot of companies. Now, looking at parts in particular, if technicians can't identify the right parts that they need for the product, then again, they can't ensure that they can fix the problem first time. And if they don't fix it first time, they've got to deal with the return of parts, reordering of parts, all of which are costly, which delay the service completion, and also which impacts a company's profitability. Gil, next slide, please. No, that's fine for now. PTC's end-to-end dynamic publishing solution streamlines this whole process from the creation through to managing that content and delivering it. Using our solution means that technical publication groups can get full control over the content with all of the workflows necessary to help drive that authoring and revision process and right through to publishing that content for print or electronic delivery. Next click. Now, we provide a complete set of tools to support this process. We have the IsoDraw, Arbortext IsoDraw and Creo Illustrate for your 2D and 3D graphics authoring. We have the Arbortext editor for XML, structured XML authoring. And then we have the styler, which deals with the layouts and the formatting associated with that content. Next click, Gail. And again. Yeah. And then we have Windchill in the middle here for managing this. Now, Windchill comes in different flavors depending on your particular needs, but it is the platform that offers all of this version control over your content. We have service parts, information, and instructions. This is really the component that's responsible for managing all of your content with the translations, multilingual, etc., but in a service-oriented manner, or even in a publications-oriented manner. So it's pretty important you can structure your data in a way that meets your particular needs, whether it's traditional manuals, whether it's product-oriented, etc. This is what takes care of that for you. Next click, Gail. And then we have the publishing engine, which is really used to output that content, whether it's to PDF, HTML for printing or for some other use, or for delivering electronically through our own Arbortext content delivery application, which really is the viewer or the application that the service people or anybody else would go to access the latest, accurate, up-to-date content. Next slide, Carol. So when it comes to realizing some value back from the solution, just like the challenges, our customers will look at metrics from two main categories: content creation and then service metrics. For the content, you could look at things like improved internal content process, whether that's for publications or service documents or parts. But typically you would look at the staffing you have involved in that process. Work out then how much time can be saved through things like automations, reuse, etc., which translate into more capacity for more frequent releases. Then there's also the improved documentation quality. You could perhaps look at the frequency and the amount of negative feedback that you're getting today on that content and compare against the expected frequency moving forward with a new solution. And typically this would drop within the first 6 to 12 months. So the feedback as more frequent releases, more up-to-date information, that negative feedback should drop. Now with our own content delivery application, we include a feedback mechanism which allows people out there in the field, which are separate to your own organizations, they can easily provide feedback on that content, and then you can review it and see if you need to trigger a change notification. Now, of course, Windchill comes with things like a reporting mechanism. So again, you can follow those metrics as you get each notification in through into Windchill. Then at some point you can look at the reports and you can determine how often you're getting that negative feedback, and that will give you additional ROI information. And then finally, you might want to look at things like the increase that you can get from a much better uptake of your documentation. You can look at what the future earnings could be compared to today. And this is really useful for customers who are charging end users for access to their content, whether they're selling it or whether they're just charging on a per user basis. You know, both of those would still be valid for this particular ROI. Gil, next slide, please. Finally, on the service side, there are lots of different metrics that we could look at. I've included here the three most obvious ones, but there are many others, things like mean time to repair, increase in first-time fixed rates. These are all standard service metrics that are out there and used by all companies. But probably the most obvious metric of all, I'd say, for a manufacturer to look at is the efficiency of their own technicians. I mean, it's a well-known fact that technicians can spend between 15 to 40% of their time looking for the right information. So taking into account things like the number of technicians you have, many times they'd be looking for information on every day or in a shift, you can understand the situation today. And then you can plan for a decrease in the time needed for a new delivery solution. So with a new solution, technicians can be more efficient and available to work on more jobs, and therefore increase your service capacity. Now, the other very obvious ROI to look at is around the parts itself. If a manufacturer does not offer an easy way to customers for ordering parts from them, then these companies go elsewhere. They can be cheaper parts, they can be alternative parts, and they'll just order from other people. And this really translates into missed parts revenue. Now, just like the previous metric, there's another accepted fact that the profit for a company typically comes from all of the after sales and the service work that is done, rather than the sale of the original equipment. So by just looking at taking a small increase in the sales of your particular parts revenue, you can have a major impact on your business. And then the last metric is really around automating the ordering of parts. By doing this, you can reduce the number of people you need to actually manage and process all of those orders. So these same people could then be used for other productive work, rather than dealing with the orders, or even worse, dealing with having to manage all of the returns of parts that were ordered by mistake, and then having to ship out new parts as well, all of which is very costly to a company. So that really summarizes the high-level solution, along with all of the values that companies can aim to get and drive from such an end-to-end create, manage, deliver solution. So Gil will walk you through what this digital thread actually looks like now.
Thank you, Susan. So where this all starts, or how we best implement our end-to-end solution here? We first start by creating the product hierarchy. The principle of product hierarchy is to give customers the way to organize the products in a structure that fits the service needs. So typically it would be breaking down the product families, types, and models into the structure that makes sense. So this could be a BMW car family, for instance, with breakdown into coupe, sports convertible models, etc. Next, we'll define the information structure. So just like the product hierarchy, it gives you a way of breaking down a product into its core functions, such as body, chassis, engine, etc. So in a way that's, again, optimized for electronic delivery. That's the end goal. Once you have that structure in place, the next step would be to associate your documents, part list, and all related illustrations into it. Similar to information structures, you can also create slightly different version of it, a structure that's built for print, which is called the publication structure. That will organize the product content in a traditional book chapters approach, such as body, chassis, and then the next level of breakdown, as you can see on the right-hand example here. In coming slides, I will walk you through the process of organizing the documents and then the parts. I'll start with the documents process. Our solution allows customers to manage content and define structures in a way that makes sense for the end users, whether they are service, financial companies, or any other vendor of technical content. Using our solution, you can manage structured and unstructured content, which with the ability to open the integrated authoring tools directly from the same interface. So that's really powerful. The system provides full control and workflow over the documents, allowing you to author and assign assets to all the content. Using PTC graphic tools, you can also create your 2D or 3D illustrations and associate those with the authored documents. The authored content then populated into the relevant structures, translated if required, and then reviewed and released for delivery. The system provides role-based access to the content, so users can only see the content and tasks assigned to them in their role. For the authoring tasks, we recommend using Arbortext Editor. That's the structured authoring tool for creating XML data content. It's equipped with word-like processing capabilities, with an ability to turn tags on and off, so you get to see a preview of the formatted view when applying your style sheets. It's also tightly integrated with Windchill, so once you see XML document in Windchill, it allows you to automatically open it in the editor itself. All content checked into Windchill will be version controlled and assigned with a workflow state. For review purposes, for each one of the documents, Windchill can show a PDF representation of the documents, all from the same interface. Next, you can create the 2D and 3D illustrations using either IsoDraw or Kirloskar. Just like the documents, those are all version controlled and assigned with the workflow states when checked into Windchill. And those could be shared across multiple documents and part lists. Using Arbortext publishing engine, Windchill can then automatically output all the publication structure as complete formatted manuals, which minimizes the effort required for print. The same content can be output for electronic delivery, and I will cover that in coming slides. That concludes the document process, and I will just now go through the process required for parts. Dealing with parts information runs through very similar flows using the same product and information and publication structures, and even reuses the same illustrations. In addition to those, you will also have to define the product bill of material in a way that fits your service organization needs. The key advantage of our service part components is the ability to automatically generate your service BOM directly from the design or manufacturing BOM, and to drive all downstream changes to the part list from the source BOM, allowing you to easily collect all impacted parts and related artifacts. For both the documents and the parts, our translation management component enables customers to create translated packages for the complete bill of material, publications, or a subset of those. In addition, its integrated workflow allows you to keep close track on the notifications and return of the translated packages coming from the translation vendors. This reduces the costs by eliminating the need of manual activities and improve times to market through streamlined translation processes. Similar to the documentation flow, the part list should be also reviewed, released, and then published to electronic delivery. Once you have an integrated bill of material created in Windchill, the system provides the capability to automatically create a new downstream BOM. So that will be used for a service. So when the associative service bill of material is created, any changes on the design will automatically trigger the service side notification. The result of that process, as you can see on this slide, is a side-by-side view of the service and the engineering bill of materials. Using the visual indicators on the right end of each side, you will be able to easily identify which assemblies are in line with engineering and which ones would need revising. This will help with the change impact assessment. When the service bill of material is created, users can create or trigger an automatic creation of the part lists for each service bill of material or for a subset of those. This view also provides the ability to add quantities for each part within the part list. In addition, when you edit the part list directly from Windchill, you can add in additional attributes such as serviceability, whether the part is illustrated or not, its applicability, including options and choices like the performance equals higher or standard on the right hand example here, parts relations such as superseded or alternate, etc. This is also used to add in up and cross sales information to maximize your part sales in the delivery, such as using the kits and the supplementary parts. From the part list view, Windchill can create an exploded callouts view of the associated illustrations. So it will use the information encapsulated in the 3D CAD model to generate accurate illustrations matching each illustrated item in the part list. This ensures the technicians can identify the right part for the job and therefore reduces the misorders. Once all the parts and illustrations are in place, the generated part list and auto documents are then added to the information structure for electronic delivery, or else to the publication structure if you want to generate a print output. Regardless of whether we are managing documents or part content, you can create a translation package consisting of all the information structure content. As you can see, users can select the source language in this example and a pick from a list of target languages. And the system will put together all the information required, including the documents, parts, and illustrations, and then create the PDF representation of each. The associativity of all the translations to the source language is automatically maintained by the system. So once something is changed in the source, it will automatically notify the translation documents needs to be revised. The same publishing engine that's used for print could be also used to output the content to Arbortext content delivery. Once triggered from Windchill, a bundle export will be created, containing all the product information, the information structures, and all the related content. Using the Arbortext Content Delivery Task Manager, you can execute an on-demand or scheduled data load tasks for either full data loads or incremental updates. You also have the preview viewer, which gives your technical publications group an ability to validate it prior to making it available to the end users. Arbortext Content Delivery is the technical information and service parts delivery application. It consists of a publishing application that enables you to monitor the loading of the content updates to the web or offline viewers. The viewer application is a one-stop shop for delivering and interfacing the most up-to-date content relevant for the product model, serial number context that the end user would need at the point of service. It includes powerful content navigation and advanced search capabilities, serial number lookup, built-in plugin-less viewers for all types of content, PDF, XML, 2D and 3D illustrations. It contains contextual-based filtration options such as product models, product or model context, serial numbers, options and variants, and many other features and functions such as notes, bookmarks, bookprint, which makes it easy to identify, track, and interact with the content. It also contains an e-commerce module that enables adding parts to the shopping cart, tracking its price and availability in given warehouse or store location, and submitting orders. The application infrastructure is very flexible and scalable and enables customizations to the UI and the application logic, as well as integrations to industry standard external systems such as ERP, LDAP, single sign-on, and commerce sites. In summary, PTC solution for creating, managing, and delivering technical content drive increased efficiencies across the enterprise network. It It allows customers to manage and control all aspects of the documentation process from single solution interface and source product and information structures, enabling the reuse and multi-channel publishing. The use of rich 3D graphics and animation allows easy identification of the parts and service procedures, which reduces errors, confusions, and streamlines the training process. It allows customers to stay on top of engineering changes with integration to the product development lifecycle process. And last but not the least, the electronic delivery allows the end users to get the contextual product-centric information, ensuring that the right procedure and parts are being used in the field. That concludes my overview here. Now we would like to hand over the presentation to our peers in Kirloskar Oil Engines Ltd. That's, as Susan mentioned before, that's a global manufacturing of air-cooled and liquid-cooled diesel engines. They implemented our end-to-end create, manage, deliver solution and would like to share with us their success story and the efficiencies and the benefits realized from it. With that, I'll hand it over the presentation to Rohan and Data.
Yes.
Rohan, do you want me to run through the slides
You
for
can
you?
open the slide, yes,
Okay.
please.
Thank you.
Yeah, just go to the slide. Hello, everyone. Hope you all are doing well, and thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to present the extension part of ESPC, that is Ordering Module and Order Tracking System. I'm Rohan. I have done my B Mechanical and Marine Engineering. Now I'm working in KOEL, Kirloskar Oil Engines Ltd, in international business. I handle the spares and warranty part internationally. Previously, I was in Mahindra and Mahindra for 7 years and is traveling and making films. I have my own YouTube channel also. So just over to Datta for the introduction. Datta, please.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah, next slide. Hello, everyone. Thanks, Rohan. Myself, Datta Agre. I'm working in Kirloskar Oil Engines Limited in customer service department. Before that, I have worked in a Konecranes Shared Service India Private Limited. I have completed my BE in mechanical engineering, and my passion is traveling and watching movies. In my present role, I'm supporting. Gil, next slide, please. Yeah. In my present role, I am supporting 500 plus dealers pan India on providing the correct part number information, product information, technical information, then service circulars and bulletins, and service documentations through electronic media. We call this as the electronic spare parts catalog, ESPC. There are many benefits we are getting after implementing the ESPC solution. Some of the main benefits I am presenting in the slides. Gil, next slide, please. Yeah, the main benefit we are getting one-stop solution finding the correct part number. Before implementing this solution, dealer used to go through the multiple touch points to find the correct part number information, as the correct information was not readily available with them. Then better understanding of part by availing 3D model. As the most of the parts are available in 3D model and can be accessed by our dealership, this is helping our dealership to how the part is assembled in the engine. So this is very helpful for our dealership. Then part superseded interchangeability information is now readily available in ESPC for the old and obsolete parts. And ESPC is supported on multiple platforms, Windows, Android, and Apple. Our service engineer using Android-based mobile application at customer site for finding the correct part number information and the giving the technical information to our customers in case if it is required. Then data reusability. Most of our engines contains the same part information. As bomb created for one engine we can use for the multiple engines. We don't have to create the data again and again for the same parts. The ease of storing data and maintaining the data changes. As all data are stored in PLM windshield, the integrated system, any changes happen and with this we are sure that our dealership will get the latest information as and when they required. Then the availability of the service kit information and with respective application code number wise. This is helping our business as whenever the customer are visiting any dealership, they can easily identify what kind of a service kits they are required. That's it from my side. Rohan, please.
Yeah, thank you, Datta, for explaining on ESPC and showing us the advantage of ESPC. Basically, we have launched ordering module and order tracking system for our export market. We have a different service and sales offices, KOEL offices at USA, then in South Africa, then in Indonesia, then in Dubai, and we have more than 40 distributor all over the globe. So for that, we have designed and customized the ordering module and order tracking system. So can we just go directly to see the exact working of the order modeling system? So Gil, can you play that video? Or
yeah, or else you can share it live. I think it will be better.
the share screen option is unable over here. It's not, I can't able to share the screen.
So who do you want me to make presenter?
Yes, please. If please
Rohan?
appreciate if you can take care of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll try this video. Sometimes videos don't come through very clearly on WebEx, but we'll see what happens here. And if not, then we can certainly include it. You know, we can send it out to the audience. We can send out a URL. People can watch it at their own time.
Okay. So
I think, Rohan, you're going to talk through it anyway, correct?
Okay.
yes, it's
I'm
okay.
going
So
to play it live.
so I will share you the screen now.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you see my screen?
It's coming.
It's still loading.
No.
Yep. Now we can see your email. Yes.
That's
Okay.
perfect. Thanks.
Yeah. So this is the login page of ordering model. You have to log in. The user have to log in into this, and once he log in into this, second it is opening. Will take time, I think so. I don't know.
Yeah, I think with everybody working from home these days, the internet can be a little
that's
flooded.
right. Otherwise, it is better. Shall I directly show the video? This.
Yeah, let's
Yes,
try
please.
to talk through the video. Please.
So can you see this screen?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
One second.
Order tracking. Yep.
One second. One second. Login into page, you will see the home page like this way. on the main home page, you will see the 5 categories or 5 tabs. That is order tracking, training documents, contact information, videos, and import cart templates. So in the order tracking, if once any distributor place order, he can track his that order through the order tracking module. Training document is basically the SOP of the system. Means if he has any difficulty while using the ordering module or order tracking, he can just click on the training documents and he will see the SOPs that how to use this ordering module. Then contact information, if he has any difficulties or any issues with this system, then he can contact us. Then videos is what we have, actually the technical videos, which is we upload this technical videos on YouTube. So we directly link that YouTube with this ordering module. So anybody can check our YouTube video through ordering module also. And the last one is the import cart template. So this is the most useful thing that distributor will gonna use, because the spares he has to order, in case of the spares order, he has to order 200 or 300 more than 300 parts, like that way. So he can directly copy and paste the all spare part into the Excel sheet, and he import that Excel sheet into ordering model. Once he import that Excel sheet into ordering model, he can directly place the order through that. So he doesn't need to go each and every part and select that part for order. So in that way also he can place an order. So we have launched this ordering model and order tracking system for 5 major distributors, and according to them, we have designed and categorized the system. So to order, you have to click on this. Once you click on this, you will see the 2 tabs, that is circulars and ordering system. Circulars is basically the technical service bulletin. If the engine having any issues or any part failure, batch failure is there, quality team release the technical service bulletin to understand the issue to all over the distributor, and that technical service bulletin passed into the circulars. So this is all about ordering system. Is basically the tab through which the distributor or the user can order the engine or the spares. So once you click on this, you will see the 2 tabs, that is order for the genset engines and order for the spares. So as I said before, that this system is designed for the Abdullah Hashim, which is our distributor at Saudi Arabia. So if you click on the order for the spares, you will see only medium engines, because we dispatch or we sell only medium engine in that region. If you see another login, you will see maybe the medium engine also and the small engine also. Let's click on the medium engines. So these are all our products code. You will see 026022, like this way. This is our product code. So if he want to order a spare part related to that product, so he can click on that, and divided this spare part into the IS group, that is a system, which are the systems, that is air intake systems, cooling system, drive system, everything. So let's click on engine core part. If I click on engine core part, you will see this a group, major group. So suppose the cylinder liner, so crankshaft, front cover, these are all the main groups. So if I click on this, you will see on the left hand side, you will see the illustrated view of the cylinder liner, and on the right hand side, you will see the parts which the user can order. If we click on this, the user can see the price also, and here is the MOQ is also, we have set the MOQ for all spares parts. To order this part, he has to go to select add new cart, then the new cart will jump. So 1716 is a cart number. So suppose I'm adding this quantity into this. Once I have finished with adding the quantity, I have to go to the cart, and then you can see the how much quantity I have added, and at the bottom side you will see the total value of that cart. So once I'm done with the ordering, I have to just click on checkout. Once I click on go to checkout, the user will see cart page, and where he has to fill the detailed information about where he has to ship that part, or where he means every detailed information he has to fill, which is all fields are mandatory. Once once he fill all the fields, necessary mandatory fields, he has to just click on order, and once he places the order, that order goes to the particular service manager, and once he confirms that order, it directly goes into the system, and he can track that order through the ordering tracking system. So I will just with a short time I will show you the order tracking. So this is the order tracking system. He has to click on order tracking system. She can track order on this page. Can you see status? That is order dispatch from the plant. Order accepted means packing is in process. Then shipments order is already on board and it is dispatched. So it is like that. So he comes to know that what is the status of the order. So in this way he can track the order. This is the one method we saw that the user can add the parts. That is another method that he can add directly the Excel sheet into the ordering system. So for that he has to click on this, then click on shopping, and once he click on that, he has to click on this card, and after that he has to click the from file. So he can directly import, upload the Excel sheet or through this process, and then through that he can order the part also. So this is the second method, and the last third method is that he can directly, if he knows the part number, he can directly search the part number through the global search, and he can order that part. So in this way, this is the ordering system and order tracking system. Many advantage of this system. We designed and we implemented this ordering system with very low budget, and which is a connection between this ESPC and the ERP with a single source of truth, and which is very helpful for our distributor. So thank you so much. That's all from my side.